Hello and welcome to Fashion Report Friday, the weekly video series trying to get you the most MGP humanly possible from the Mandeville Gold Saucer minigame, the Fashion Report, every week when Friday is here and judging begins. This is week 211 and the theme this time is Officer Far East from Home. And the clues individually are Keeping Company for your helm, the Tale of Genji for your chest chic for your hands, and Yorso Whisperfine for your legs. In this video we have a 100, a 80 with dies, and the easiest 80 possible. So without further ado, here's the 100. For 100 score, as you can see, for the helm, there is only one item this week that will fill this slot for gold rating. That is the company hat. This is something you can access from the market board, obviously tradable between players, or you can craft this low level with leatherworking recipes. Basically, this is equipable by all classes in the game, level 1 and above. Both genders are included in that, so it should be accessible by everyone, but it is unfortunately the only slot limited this week and is limited to the company hat. For the chess piece then, I went for, as you would imagine from the clue, a Genji chess piece. The Genji or Genta pieces will both work. Genta then is the normal mode version, and Genji is the savage version of the stuff from Deltascape back in Omega, back in Stormblood. You can actually get the normal stuff, the Genta gear, from actually getting 4 Deltascape shafts, which are from obviously boss 3 and 4 inside there. So something like Halicarnassus or something like that might be helpful. And obviously the savage version will give you obviously the savage materials, which you can get the Genji stuff with. Any of these will work. There are no other alternatives, but basically pick whatever role you are, whatever class you are, and go and get the casting, healing, aiming, scouting, striking, maiming, or fending Genta or Genji chess piece to get gold in that slot. For the hands then, a little bit easier is the false nails. This is something you can get with an Ananta Dream Stave. So the Ananta Beast Tribe in Stormblood, once you unlock the vendor and a certain rank with those, you'll be able to exchange 6 Dream Staves, which is the currency from doing the dailies, for the false nails. These are something that I would recommend everybody obtain, or at least unlock access to, simply because they are obtainable, obviously, and usable, both genders, all classes level 1 and above, and they do crop up quite a bit as an easy option in Fashion Report. Alternatives to this slot, however, will get you to run the Great Gooble Library on normal mode, which includes getting the Sharlayan gloves. So that's Sharlayan Custodian gloves, Pathmaker's gloves, Pancratias, Emissaries, Conservators, or Philosophers, whatever particular role you play. But obviously the easier option would be to have access to these false nails, which I admit is not really the most accessible for alternate classes or alternate characters you might have. But at the same time, you know, do this or do the Great Google Library and get whatever gloves fit your role for gold in this slot this week. Then finally for the legs, I went for the Whisperfine woolen shorts. This is part of the Whisperfine set. There are no alternatives to this since it is literally listed as Yorso Whisperfine. There are no alternatives found yet, at least. This is actually a Whisperfine set of gear that's created with Weaver. It's a fairly low level craft now, and you can get these from a market board, but people will obviously hike up the prices since they know this is part of Fashion Report this week as the only option. But it is equipable by all classes in the game, level 1 and above, both genders, so this is something you might want to get a hold of and store for future endeavors. So in short, the 100's not too bad, but if you don't have this stuff, especially the Genta or Genji chess piece, then you're going to be looking for other ways of doing it. Speaking of which, let's move on to the dies. For the dies then, as you can see here, we've got Gloom Purple for any weapon in the game that's dieable, Pearl White for any helm in the game that's dieable, we've got Gunmetal Black on both the chest and the gloves, whatever chest and gloves you can get in the game that are dieable, as well as Cobalt Brown on both your legs and your feet. on any dyeable pieces in the game. It doesn't matter what you dye. All that does matter is that they're dyeable, they're dyed these colors, and you fill every slot, including accessory slots with something in every space. That's how I got 80. The dyes then, not very good, honestly. Gunmetal and pearl white are going to set you back quite a bit. So as a result, it might be a really expensive exchange unless you already have these dyes lying around. But you never know, you might have already dyed something and just be able to equip it, but that might not be the case for everybody. So let's hope the Easy 80 is actually any good. Alright then, so for the easiest 80 possible, as you can see here, unfortunately this is the best that any of us could really come up with. It's either the false nails as the equipped gold slot item, or unfortunately the Sharlayan custodian gloves from the Great Google Library of your particular class choice, and then basically just dye any legs in the game cobalt brown and any feet in the game cobalt brown. Those are the easiest to actually obtain. They're crafted as well, those particular dyes. Fairly easy to craft. Make sure you have something filled in every slot. But yeah, either the false nails, the Sharlayan gloves of the Sharlayan custodian gloves rather, and then 2 dyes. That's as best as we can possibly do. Obviously, you can mix and match other items. For example, if you did have a Genta or Genji chest, then equipping that, then some gloves like this would work. Basically, 2 or more items, basically, what it comes down to. Or you have an item and then 2 dyes, as simple as that. You could also dye the gloves themselves as well if they're the false nails to get some extra points as well, but you don't really need to. Anyway, hopefully this has been helpful this week. Thank you so much for watching Fashion Report Friday. A link in the description will take you to the Reddit thread where this is theorized every week. Have a good day, have a good weekend, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.